Uh, I remember I remember the first thing I thought was I was really upset that I was never going to be able to skateboard or snowboard again.
The ID went off, and then I called out over radio. I said, "Oh shit, that's Sergeant Grimes, Sergeant Mac up there."
And we're looking at each other, and he gave me the thumbs up and knelt down, and then everything stopped.
I was 3 steps to his left. We we took a roof. He and we went to secure it because we thought it'd give us a good vantage point on where we thought we might be getting enemy contact from. And he went right and I went left, and that was the difference, and that's where I was. My memory of that was heat and pressure and darkness. I mean, real quick, just like that: heat, pressure, darkness.
I remember walking into the talk and finding out that something had gone terribly wrong on that mission.
I ran to the CP, the command post, and I just try to listen in on whatever information I can get to see if he's okay. Not just him, but everyone on that patrol. Um, and yeah, so we found out the extent of his injuries. We found out that he was doing well. And in between him and Staff Sergeant Grimes, they were doing really well. Um, yeah.
And then, I mean, I knew what happened. It was the nature of our job. I mean, it was really the only explanation for getting knocked down like that. And and I thought he was dead because I knew it wasn't me. Not directly. If it was me, I'd have been dead. And so just the fact that I was alive told me he took it, and I thought he was dead. And it took a minute or so. It felt like a long time, but it was probably just a minute before I started hearing him, and I realized that he wasn't dead, which was, it was a relief to know that, but also the things he was saying was also hard right away because there's no coming back from that kind of loss. There's no certainty that he would even live very long. So it was hard, but it also put things into perspective very quickly. I knew that I had fingers and toes. Couldn't see anything, but I knew that I was alive, and I knew that whatever help I needed, he needed it more. And I think my whole life since, I've always known that. However bad things are for me, which isn't bad. I mean, I have a good life, but it could have been a lot worse. And yeah, after that, the rest of my memories are First Sergeant Gordius running up, taking charge, getting picked up, thrown onto the bird, everybody doing their job, saving our lives. I mean, couldn't be more proud of the platoon, everybody I was with.
And then that whole truck ride back was lonely as heck because it was just me and the truck and just Wardell up there trying to keep me calm from all that.
It's the one that kind of punctured that feeling of invincibility. We'd all train together, just felt like when we're all out there, nothing had happened. And part of it too was the way we saw these two. And Grimes and Mac were, like I said, they were elite level NCOs, and you know, if it could happen to them, it could happen to anyone, because they were hands down better than me for sure.
And then after a few seconds, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I need to start fixing this situation. So I take out my tourniquets. I do the best I can to get the tourniquets on. Felt like 10, 15 minutes. It probably wasn't that long, but I eventually start yelling to the other guys that I'm okay, or that I'm down in this hole. I didn't have anything to do that I liked, that I felt was good enough, and I guess I took that out on myself a lot. So I started just become real depressed, real isolated. I was on a lot of pain medication, so I just, I abused all my medication. I started understanding, I guess, that it wasn't my fault, or things like that. Just going to groups, talking to people, and eventually I started being able to get out of my house. Going to substance abuse programs. What my goal is I'm trying to become a Paralympic athlete. My event is the 200-meter sprint, so it's just all power, not really a lot of endurance, just straight muscle power, and just driving it. There's definitely no room for play. These guys I'm racing are doing this as much as me and more, and they've been doing it a lot longer. So I definitely got to put in a lot of work.
You have become an inspiration to so many people, many of whom you're probably unaware. There are, soldiers in the 22nd who know who you are, who you've never met, and that's the legacy you have. And so, man, I just want to thank you for sticking it out, being here, making the choice to wake up and get out of bed.
And I want to recognize and say hello to your mom, Miss Pam. Miss Pam, you have raised an amazing young man. And I personally, again, want to say to you, thank you for everything that you do to make sure that he's been successful, and he will continue to do great things. In closing, I got so many memories of Sapper Mac, but the most thing that I would say, hey man, I love you. Keep doing great things. Anything that you want to achieve is right before you. I've always said, to be rugged, you gotta live rugged. You have exemplified that, and you've achieved things, and you're still doing it. Last but not least, I would say, I'm saying this and I'm here with you. Once rugged, always rugged. I look forward to the great things that you're doing. If you ever need me, I'm a phone call away. And I say to you, am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
He's on the edge of accomplishing something absolutely amazing. He set aside the thousands of troops that his story has helped. So I just give him a big hug, tell him I love him, and tell him I respect him, and thank him for everything that he's done.
That experience doesn't change who you are, and you're always going to be that guy that performs at a high level. And I'm hearing and reading about the Paralympics and your tryouts for that, and I have no doubt in my mind you're going to make it, because that's who you are.
That I'm proud that something like this didn't stop him from being the beast that he is. You know, I obviously I can't compare to what he went through, but I'm just glad that he stayed motivated and prospered afterwards.
To Mac, it's been a while, man, but I love you, brother, and it was an honor to be your platoon leader for those 2 months before your injury. I wish we had been there, but I also know that it wouldn't have changed anything. I know God has a plan for your life, and it's really exciting for me to see you getting after it in the Paralympics. I wish you the best, and looking forward to reconnecting.
I just want to say, keep on doing what you're doing, girl. You're doing a great job, and I'm proud of what you've accomplished so far. So do that. Cheers and hooligans, goddammit.
Hey, Mac, keep doing your thing, man. Keep driving on. Keep doing the best. Doing your best. Continue to move forward. You're inspiring a lot of people out here. Just remember to take it all in, man. Continue to be resilient. You have a lot of people there. And then also don't forget you have a lot of people across the nation that are rooting for you.
I would say that I love you, buddy. I think about you every day. Anytime I find myself feeling sorry for myself, you're my motivation to pick up and do better and do more. Keep going on. I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. I know you went through a dark time, and I don't know if there was anything I could have done for you if I had been there. It felt to me like you wanted everyone to kind of stay at bay. I don't know. But we were worried about you for a while. And I can tell now, I mean, that you've come out the other side of it, and you're such an impressive human being. The things you're accomplishing right now, how healthy you are, I think both physically and mentally. Once again, I think you're stronger than I am. Yeah, I'm blown away at how much you bring to the table and the person that you are. And I really hope that one day we get to cross paths again. I'm sorry that my career path keeps me away. I'd love to be more involved in your life, but I mean, you're doing just fine now. Someday, yeah. And I guess thank you. Your sacrifice, I mean, indirectly, more directly, shaped my whole life. I've got 2 kids that I didn't have when it all went down. I mean, and I'm sure there's been thousands of days that could have gone down 1,000 different ways, but that day had to happen the way that it did for us to be where we are now, and I've got a good life. I think you paid for it, but I've got a good life. I'm successful in the military. My family's great. Yeah. I still want to be like you when I grow up.